Before we start today's show, we've got a trivia question for you all. In my lifetime, which is since 2001, how many times have the Browns made the playoffs? Comment your answer down below in the comments. Don't look it up. Comment it right now because at the end of the show, we'll reveal the answer, see who got it right. Let's get into the video. Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I'm your host, Joey O'Donohue, and we've got another action-packed Cleveland Browns show for you all. Shedeur Sanders is trending once again on Twitter and in my comment section about potentially wanting to get out of Cleveland. We'll see if there's any truth to that. Joe Flacco might be in line to play preseason game against the Rams. Also a Denzel Ward injury update for you all. He's crucial to the team. You're going to want to know what that is. And as I said, the trivia answer will be revealed at the end, so make sure you stick around for that and see if you got it right. But first, it's Shedeur Sanders in the news. No surprise there. An ESPN Cleveland host is fed up with the Sanders situation in Cleveland. Let's get into the quote. He said, "The Browns wanted Kenny Pickett to battle 40-year-old Joe Flacco. That's their answer at quarterback? You're not giving him a chance to start. You're not. They won't even let him play the ones in practice. If I'm that kid, I respectfully go into the office and go, thank you guys for the opportunity, but can I please go play somewhere else? Go somewhere else that I have a chance to play." Okay, wow. Lot to unpack here. I'll stay. The first part of it I can agree with. I haven't loved the Browns' plans for Shedeur in the short term, but that's because I'm a big proponent of Shedeur. I think he's going to be a star talent in the NFL. I think he has the highest ceiling in the quarterback room, and I do think he was slept on. So I'll give him that Shedeur has not gotten reps with the ones, and that's frustrated me. And the Browns' unofficial depth chart, having him at 4, has also frustrated me. But I don't think that's going to stay that way for long at all, right? Pickett is on his way down the depth chart in no time, and I do think that part could be handled better by Cleveland. But don't blame the Browns for that. Every team in the NFL slept on him for 5 rounds. Heck, the Saints took Tyler Shuck ahead of Shedeur Sanders. It's blasphemous. So it's not Cleveland this time. We can't put the blame on the Browns. I see people saying, trade Shedeur so he can actually have a chance to play somewhere else. It's not Cleveland. Every other team slept on him. And I think eventually he'll get an opportunity in Cleveland to be the guy. The Browns are one of the most quarterback-needy teams in the league. That's why they have 4 of them battling for one spot. And none of them, by any means, are classified as great quarterbacks in the current state of the National Football League. So I see your comments saying, put Shedeur on the Jets, he'll actually play. It's going to be the same thing. He'd be sitting behind a backup that he shouldn't be sitting behind on every team in the NFL. And that was apparent when they all slept on him in the draft. Again, I'm a big Shedeur fan. I think he was slept on, and I think he'll prove to all the haters and doubters eventually that he'll be a starting talent in the league. But that's not Cleveland's fault right now. Give it some time. Let him work his way up the depth chart just like any 5th-round pick would be. I mean, that last part of the quote was ridiculous. You're telling me a 5th-round pick should walk into the office and say, hey, can I get traded? I don't think so. That would just cause even more media controversy. So I think we just have to be a little bit patient, but our guy 12 will get an opportunity. You let me know what you think. When is the perfect timing, pun intended, for our guy Shedeur Sanders? Do you think he'll start in Cleveland at all this season? Type Y for yes, N for no. And if you do think he'll start, let me know what week. When will we actually get to see Shedeur start a regular season game for the Browns? Because Cleveland gave him an opportunity, y'all. He got to start in the preseason. So don't come for the Browns just yet. I know, I'm nervous too. I've seen it happen before time and time again. But let's give it a little bit more time before we come at Cleveland for not letting Shedeur play. Joe Flacco, or the starter in Cleveland right now, says he might expect to play this Saturday. When asked about it, he said, yeah, I do expect to. You know, I think there's a lot of value in preparing yourself to go play a football game and get your mindset ready for that. Well, that's interesting. Flacco has been resting all of preseason because Cleveland does still have to figure out their quarterback situation. Their backup has not been named yet. But I wouldn't mind seeing Flacco in the first quarter for a little bit. If this is the guy that Cleveland says gives them the best chance to win right now, let him warm up a little bit. Let us get a little excited, right? If Joe is the guy that can win us games, according to the Browns' estimation right now, I'd like to see a little bit of action before the season starts. Why not? But just the first quarter, because then it's time to pick the backup quarterback. I need it to be named by Stefanski soon. like I said, the depth chart is unofficial, has Pickett at 2, Gabriel 3, Shedeur 4. I don't want it to stay that way. And Stefanski said he needs to see more before he makes a claim on who the actual backup is, that role needs to be earned. So let's get Shedeur in the game this Saturday. We might even see Pickett in the game. He returned to 11 on 11s and is progressing very well with the hamstring injury. He might be available to play this Saturday. So let's see Pickett and Sanders get most of the action. Sanders because he's box office, Pickett because we haven't seen him at all, and then definitively say who the backup quarterback is before the season starts. That's what I think needs to happen because, as I said, that unofficial depth chart doesn't look great, and things are going to have to change. Now, Denzel Ward also had a take on Joe Flacco when he was balling for Cleveland 2023. He said, oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was coming in. He was balling. He was throwing the ball around, scoring touchdowns, and playing with a lot of confidence. That's what we gonna need. I would love to see that from old Joe. That's just 2 years ago, Browns fans, that Cleveland was in the playoffs. And Ward wasn't kidding. Joe was balling in his last 5 games in the regular season. Look at this. 300 yards, 4 straight games. Nearly 400. It wasn't until the Texans playoff game where he threw the 2 pick sixes and the magical run came to an end. But Flacco, 4-1 in his last 5 games of the regular season and was cooking NFL defenses. So it is something to get excited about, right? I like the energy that Denzel Ward is bringing to having Flacco be the starter. And we should get excited about it too, Browns fans. I know if you're like me and you want a quarterback of the future, whether that's Sanders or Gabriel or wherever Cleveland thinks gives them the best chance to build going forward, it's still a good idea to have Flacco start a couple weeks and let people learn from a guy who's been doing this. He's a 40-year-old man, and he literally just took the Browns to the playoffs 2 years ago. So it is something to be excited about. Remember, he won Comeback Player of the Year that season as well. So we've got a little something in Flacco. I think it's something to be excited about, and I'm glad Ward's bringing that same energy. Speaking of Denzel Ward, an update on him from Jordan Schultz says that the Browns' 4-time Pro Bowler left practice with the shoulder injury, and it's not believed to be anything serious. He'll still be undergoing tests, but the belief is that Ward will be fine. Thank God. Browns fans, we need Denzel Ward out there to make noise. In that 2023 run, our defense was very solid, and it was because Denzel Ward was helping lock up in the secondary. I think he's one of the best corners in the league. We talked about this a couple videos ago, but he really does have a case, when fully healthy, to be the best corner in the league. The only one you could argue is maybe Patrick Surtain for me. But Ward, if we're going to make noise in Cleveland, if we're going to make another playoff push, or at least be above 500, Denzel is one we're going to need out there. So it's relieving to hear that the injury is not that serious. We'll keep you updated here on the Browns Report right when we find out what it actually is and when Ward will be healthy. But just rest him right now. Don't push him. Don't let him practice. Let him heal up because Cleveland, we need Denzel Ward for the Browns roster. Folks, we're also pushing to 50,000 subs. We are so close now. Just over 50 subs away to 50,000 on the channel. We're going to get electric on the show once we hit it. So make sure you tune in for that and share this video with a friend. Just tell them, smash the subscribe button, because I imagine if you're here right now, you're probably already subbed. But if not, go ahead, drop a sub, please. We're almost there. All right, the moment you've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to the trivia question. How many times have the Cleveland Browns made the playoffs in my lifetime since 2001? Hopefully you have your comments there in the answer. And now let's reveal. It's 3 times, ladies and gentlemen. 2023, as we already mentioned, with Joe behind the helm, 11-6 record for Cleveland there. 2020, another electric season with old Baker Mayfield doing work for Cleveland, 11-5 there. And then, folks, it was 2002, Tim Couch, playoff run for Cleveland. So only 3 times in my lifetime has Cleveland made the playoffs, but 2 of those coming in the last 5 years. We're not out of it. We're not out of it, Browns fans. Can we make another one in the near future? That's the answer. If you made it to this point of the show, we appreciate you as always. Go ahead, drop me a follow on X at JoeyO70, and please keep tuning in to the Browns Report. We'll have more news, analysis, and everything you need to know about Cleveland. See ya.